Hey everyone. Now I've got something a bit different today because this isn't something that I normally do, but I've got a product here that was given to me to show on the YouTube channel. Now it's a thermal image camera, and the reason I accepted it is because I wanted a thermal image camera. Now ideally I wanted one of the security ones so I could see things like the cats and that walking around, but anyway, I've got this one here. They said if they send it to me, I'll make a video on it, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So here we go. Now if it's good, I'll let you know, and if it's bad, I'll let you know. First thing though, it's got a nice case, I'll say that much. So here it is, this thermal master thing. It's looking pretty decent. So I'm going to figure this out. In case you want to know the model number, it's Thor002. Let's see what happens. Power button here. Oh, there we go. Now I haven't touched anything, I guess that's a USB cable probably. Feels like it. There's Andromeda. I don't know what the fuck that is. Some shit on the screen. Oh, is that it? We're already on. The system's initializing. I don't know if you can read that. I just can't see that on that camera. Let me see if I can make it a bit clearer. Probably not. English. Is that touchscreen like everything else? No. How about I just press that? Yep. Fucking hell. Let's give it the date. Why does it need to know the date? Oh, okay, it's the first. It's whatever. Don't know why it's got a trigger button. Naturally, I haven't read any instructions because that's not what I do. Anyway, oh shit, that takes a photo apparently. I can see the something.jpg. If I press the button, it takes a photo. Okay. How do I piss that off? Okay, let's go see what I can see. Right, now that I actually took half a nanosecond to look at this side, I can see it's got a cover there. So when I open that, I actually see stuff. I've got to fix this camera up so you can see it though. Let me see what I can do here. Can you see? Oh fuck, this might be rough. It looks clear to me. It might not look clear on this camera, but I'll see if I'll work on that, see what I can do for you. All right, I've got a drum kit over there. I'm just working on getting this camera right here so you can see this. Just a bit of focus here. Might be able to show something. Okay, there's a drum kit. If you can see that. So what I can see is the lights there and the skylight there, but look at this, if you can see it. You can see where the plasterboard's attached, which is kind of good. And I'm going to use this for, you know, they use them for pest inspection and stuff. So I can see through the bloody walls here, and that is very good. I'm just trying all the buttons. See, it's got a zoom. You can't see any of this. I'll figure out a way for you to see this, but it does have a torch. So that's what the torch button does. Okay, I took a photo, and when I tried playback, it said no photo on SD card. Now, I've just found the slot up here. So there's USB and an SD card slot. Actually, it's got one in. 32 gig. Okay, it came with a card. Name another product that actually comes with a card. Anyway, I'm going to plug it into the computer and see what this USB port does. Right, what I'll do is I'll plug it in the computer, obviously a Linux computer because that's all I use, and see what comes up. All sorts of shit. And I think I saw a video device, possibly, hopefully. Let me try and open a capture device. Video device name. Ooh, the first one's the, not dash cam, webcam. The second one might be, no, fuck yeah. So what I was hoping for was that this would come up like those USB video capture devices that just sends video, comes up as a video device, but at a glance it doesn't seem to, so that's a bit unfortunate. Now look, UVC, that's what the camera's come up as, so I'm going to get this to play. You watch me, I'll find a way. And what else has it got? USB 0 to that, Oh, it's come up as a network device? Really? Okay, it's come up as a network device. Let me take that out, show that again, and it's vanished. So apparently it's a network device. And you know I love network devices. So let's have a look at what that network device, oops, sorry, let me try that again. TCP dump, interface, that. Don't try and resolve anything. Don't know what it plans on doing. Might try and do DHCP or something, who knows. All right, well, that's my first impression anyway. I take it out of the box, it works straight away, I can look at stuff. I already want to look at my house and see what's going on in the walls. But I'll look closely at this and what it actually does and then get back to you rather than trying to fumble around and guess. But it's pretty good. Anyway, I'll see what else it can do. Now I've had another look at that UVC device to get this as a video source. I still can't get it working, although I do see it come up. So this is Teams. You can see you can select the source here. I've just got my webcam over there. And it comes up, it sees it there, Thor UVC camera, but it's not coming up. Now I've seen this before. If the resolution's too big for this, that causes an issue. So it could still be there. I just might have to see about viewing it on something else, or it doesn't work. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so if I press the button once, it takes a snapshot of the, a picture. But if I hold the button, then it starts recording video. So that's what I'll do. I'll record this video and then I'll just put it on in editing. So if I go down here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Down here, I've got an amplifier and a computer. And if I look at it on this thing, you can see the amplifier's running hot there. Well, it's not really, but that's my amp there. So it's glowing away. And the computer's a bit cool down there, got a bit of something. So I'll just have a look around the place. Right, so that's its infrared. It's also got a visible one, so just normal camera. But then it's got this fuse, so that kind of puts them both on top of each other. Okay, so back to this. The point in the middle, okay, so let's look at some temperatures. The point in the middle seems to be what it's reporting up the top, so 22 degrees. If I go right to the air conditioner, it should be cold. Yeah, 4, 6, 9. It's cold. I don't know, that I'd be using it for that accuracy. Oh, this might tell me where there's insulation above there and where there isn't. I think I'm missing a spot over there. So this is good. So I know there's no insulation around the light because, you don't want it touching the light. And you can see where the truss goes. And yeah, I can find where I'm missing insulation. This is cool. I do like this. So there's the monitors doing their thing. All right, I'm outside having a bit of fun, and there's my aircon. And if I go on this thermal thing, you can see obviously that's pretty warm because it's blowing out all the hot air. Anyway, let's go for a little wander. Now this is something I wanted to have a look at, but it's pretty stupid anyway. Here's my pond with a couple of fish. Not that they're warm-blooded, but if I look at it through here, they're not even there. It's like how Predator hides in the cold mud. It looks like lava there. But anyway, that water's still hot from today, as the rest of it's starting to get cool. Obviously the rocks over the back wall, you can see that there, they hold the heat. Obviously they're warm, so you can see what's hot around here. When I drove into this bushy kind of area, I noticed a lizard scamper across the road in front of me, but then it was dark, so when it got to the bushes I couldn't see it, but of course under the thermal image camera you can see it there sitting at the bottom of the tree. Okay, I'm in the garage where I've got this RTL SDR dongle, which you probably know gets very hot. So this is hot to touch, and on it there's a little sticker, just a date sticker that was manufactured. And what I noticed when I looked through it on here was the sticker looked really hot, but the main metal part didn't. And I was also curious about this little epsilon value on the screen here, so I started looking into that. If I get this right, emissivity, I think is the word. You have to basically set it for the material you're looking at, so it's all different. So this comes at 0.98, which is apparently what skin is. So if I look at my own skin, it's about 30-something degrees, so that makes sense. But to do shiny metal, it's showing as like, let's have a look, 23 degrees, but apparently the sticker's, 37 degrees? But it's not true. Obviously the sticker's getting hot from the piece of metal. So there's some adjustments you can make, but I didn't really have much success with it. Apparently that's a whole science in itself, but it's something to be aware of, that, just because you're pointing it at something doesn't mean the temperature's going to be accurate. So that's something I've learnt today. You can see the Raspberry Pi is nice and hot. The PoE splitter's hot. The TV RF amp is hot. But according to this, the hottest thing on here isn't hot. So anyway, it's to do with something about how it's reflecting. Shiny metal surfaces don't always show that well, apparently. So I have to drop the epsilon value, the emissivity, right down. But I didn't have much success. But apparently that's a science in itself, which I don't possess to know, don't claim to know, you know what I mean. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Right, now I'm using my phone to light up a bit so you can see me, but Obviously it's night time and I'm in the middle of a field. I just want to see how well this thermal image camera can see a drone if it was flying around here, just in case there happens to be one around here, that's all. Can't see it, but let's see. That'll be it right there. You see, well, against the clouds you can't see it. It's a bit rough. So you can sort of see it. Obviously I can't see that with my own eyes. I just made a cup of tea not long ago. Actually, the plug's got a bit on it. A bit of current was going through there. So the kettle's hot, obviously, and here's my cup of tea. So if I put that right in the middle, 76 degrees apparently. That was 5 minutes ago I made that. But you can see probably that red cross on there. That shows the hottest part, and the green one that's bouncing around shows the coldest part. Okay, I got the video input device sorted last night after I did some changes on the system to allow the video permission. So I see it under the normal video capture in VLC, and I can just select it now and it's fine. And it's the clean feed, so it doesn't have all the stuff on it, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's the clean feed of video, which I think is pretty good anyway. So I got that sorted. So now I'm happy because that's something I really wanted to have, so I could just get the thermal image video feed. Now in the settings, it has Wi-Fi, and you can turn it on to be a hotspot, but it won't let me change that I can see. Come on, focus. It won't let me change the password that I can really figure out. So it's got its network name, the device there, and 1234567 is the password. But anyway, that lets you do a couple of things, not much though. So if I connect to it, I get an IP address from it, and I can just see the address that it has is 192.168.50.1. So the first thing I do obviously is nmap it, 192.168.50.1. And this bit really stood out to me, is it has an RTSP server, so I should be able to get that video from RTSP. There's no port 80, but there's an 8080, and I'll show you what that does. But anyway, as for the RTSP, if I try and open it, it fails immediately. Now I first thought maybe I need some slash something on the end there, but I'm not convinced, because a packet capture of that shows that it's just not implemented. So it looks like it's there, but it's not. So the red one is the client here, and the blue one is the camera. So it looks like 554 is open, but not really doing anything. Well, at least I can't get anything out of it as I normally would. Now as for port 8080, let's have a look. 50.1 port 8080, that's just, let's have a look. It's just the file storage. So, yeah, can download the files that way. Actually, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more, admin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I don't know. Now underneath the handle here, it's got one of the threads like a camera has, so I can put the fitting on there and put it onto a tripod. So what I mean is one of these things, and slap that on there, one-handed. Okay, can't do one fucking handed. That's what I mean, on a tripod here, so I can, maneuver it and whatnot, and put it in position to do something a bit more professional, which I'm going to do today in an industrial kind of area. You know where I'm going. So this thing's cold at the moment. We're just going to see when it starts up and gets running to see which part gets hottest first. Now this car's been sitting overnight, so it's completely cold, hasn't been started yet today, so I'm going to catch it from the start up. Now as it starts up, you can see which parts get hot first, and I'm not going to claim to know which parts are what, but Scott said the hottest part's going to actually be underneath, but I didn't get the camera underneath there. Now I'll do a time lapse, so you speed it up and you can see it as the bits start glowing. But one thing to notice is the radiator. So it hasn't got hot yet, but going back to what I said about the RTL SDR dongle, it's got this bit of yellow tape over it. And what you'll notice is obviously it's the radiator that's getting hot, but the radiator being shiny metal doesn't actually show hot, but you'll see the tape get hot as it starts to get hot. You'll see it very soon. There it is. So you can see the tape there glowing, but obviously it's the radiator that's heating that tape up. So anyway, that's the engine as it gets hot. All right, here's something I've wanted to do. So this is me before any exercise, normal body temperature. Now what I'm going to do is some pull-ups and see which bit gets warm as I do this, all right, afterwards. So just pump a few of these out. Might speed it up so you don't have to watch me doing it. Okay, Now my theory is there should be blood going to the areas that I just worked out. And I want to know exactly which part of the back it is. Now here's something else. If someone's been on the bed, they'll leave body heat. So you only want to see the heat from however many people you expect there. So there's me just a second ago. And if there was something there, you'd go, hey, who else was here? There was also this, the toilet which has its water tank filled from the outdoor tank, the tank water, which has been sitting in the sun all day, so when you flush that, it gets a hot flush. Okay, now it's got a program that you can use on this, but it's a Windows program. And although it runs under Wine, I can't connect the camera to it because USB doesn't get passed through with Wine. It can do simple stuff like console cables and that sort of thing, so I've used it for the car amplifier because it's just a serial link. But for this, it's a complicated USB interface, it won't go through. So it's there, it runs, but it'll never connect to this. So that's out as far as Linux is concerned. Now, we also did a packet capture of its Wi-Fi, of course, and I was surprised that it actually used 5 gigahertz. So here it is on channel 149. It didn't have a 2.4 gig one, just that. So if I look at what happened when I associated to it, you got the 4-way handshake and some DHCP and stuff, then it just kind of sits there, nothing special happened. So next I tried the phone app. Now I've got Graphene OS on this phone, and the QR scanner never really works on anything that I've seen. It always comes up fail, even though it kind of reads. So I'll show you what happened when I tried to pair, because apparently you've got to try and pair these two. But it doesn't let you put the serial number in manually that I can see. You only do the scan, but it didn't work. I'll show you. Right, so on this thing, I'll just turn the Wi-Fi on, right? And over here on the app, you can choose one of the plug-in ones, or this which looks like a handheld thing. And it says, okay, scan the code. So I go to scan its code, and it shows that it's scanned, but it always says connection fail, just straight away. And it doesn't let me put the serial number in manually. So I'm kind of stuck there. Now, as I said, I'm going to blame the Graphene OS phone for that, because I've always had trouble with its QR scanner. But I do have an old phone here, an old Android Nokia, but the problem is it's only 2.4 gig. So it's 2.4 gig, that's 5. And they've got to be on the same network. Now, I can't see a way for this to be a client. Otherwise, I'd just put this on my home network and have that on my home network and pair them up and do something. But I can't make this a Wi-Fi client. I can't use this because the scan doesn't work. And I can't use this because it's a different RF band. And I can't use the program because it's a Windows-only program. So I'm a bit stuck. What I was going to do is decrypt the Wi-Fi frames because I know the password and see if that application would start that video stream via RTSP, because it starts it via some method, and I was just going to snoop it that way and see what it was and then try and use it in normal VLC. But I can't do that. I probably could have if I'd had a different phone, but I can't do that, so that's that. When I was driving home at night, I saw a couple of skateboards, and I thought that might be interesting to see with the wheels on the skateboard getting hot, but I think they spent more time falling off, so the wheels weren't actually as hot as I thought they'd be. You can see it's cold drink in the middle of the area, though, on the hot concrete. And then, of course, the normal cars, when they go past, their tyres are obviously hot because they're driving cars on the road. Okay, so that's my new toy, thermal image camera, which I always wanted, so I've got one now. And I'll put a link in the description on where you can get one if you want one, of course. And so there's a couple of things about it that I noticed. Firstly, the good is the fact that I don't have to log into anything or sign up to actually use it. That right there wins, because I hate, new products where first thing you've got to do is sign up to something. That's just shit. Secondly, I like that I don't need any particular app. I mean, it comes with some programs that I couldn't get working, but I can use it with VLC and normal stuff, so that suits me fine. The other thing is it's nice and simple to use. Like, the handle fits in your hand, so it's nice and big. It's not like you have to mess around with some little device like a thing on a phone. I just don't like phones. So it's a proper bit of kit. Another good aspect, of course, was the fact that it came with an SD card of 32 gigs, so that was a nice surprise. And it's also good that it has 5 gig Wi-Fi, even though, of course, I couldn't use it with my phone. But there's no login crap. The handle's good. It's got a microphone as well, so it can record, although that wasn't the best, so I wouldn't really rely on that for much. But the concept's there. It has a microphone. I would like it if maybe it was a bit more Linux friendly, but, no one cares. But as you can see, I've got it working anyway. So apparently that thing with the tape on the SDR dongle, which showed hotter than the metal, apparently what people do is they just put tape on pieces of metal, and that's where they take their measurements from. So I kind of figured that out myself, I guess, because by accident I noticed that on the RTL dongle. So anyway, that was that. I just wanted to show you that video because I've had fun with it, and I'm sure I will again. So that'll do for now. Until next time, take it easy.